It should, and having a look at both the teams, which we'll go in depth with more in the next over, but both have got some great players here, and both have played excellent cricket to get to the quarterfinals. And that one just was a dot to end off the first over with Qrik Lanes at 4 for no loss.
Yeah, so Jay, have you seen all the previous games?
Yeah, I did commentate in a few here, and then yeah, it's really been great. Yeah, running.
So what's been the par score in the tournament so far?
Well, I think it really does depend on conditions, and here on your screen you've got the team here, so we'll just run you through that. Dominic Ricky, Yash Kangora, the openers, Ram Rattan to come, Jaggernauts, Ricardo Powell, so quite the batting lineup there. Ishan Sharma, Hiran Patel in the side as well, Raj Nandan can bat, an all-rounder there, Stephen Wigg, excellent fast bowler. So they've got quite the great players here to Qrik Lanes.
Yeah, so I saw there for the previous game, Qrik Lanes, and you know, they fielded really well. So that's what impressed me the most about their prior performance. So, but for now, let's see how they bat. This is where they're going to be tested, you know, in this game. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, and here Najaf Shah coming in to bowl the second over here. That one hit on the pads uphill and given. So there's the first wicket there.
So there was a fuller delivery coming into the batsman. The batsman played across, and with his head falling over, and was nowhere near the ball, and was found to be in front of the wicket. So I would say that, you know, playing across the line is what caused him to, you know, miss that ball and be adjudged LBW.
Yeah, and that one really a massive wicket for the Cavaliers, 22 yards. I mean, Dominic Ricky gone early is a huge plus for any opposition. And walking in here, you can see Ishan Sharma, a young player from this DMV area, brought up here, played for the DC Hawks last season. And I'm looking forward to seeing him bat here in the quarterfinals. Ishan Sharma is a really talented young batsman, and so I'm interested to see how he goes here.
Yes, and you know, his strength is playing in the V. He likes to play the ball, you know, down the wicket. He doesn't play across as much, and his strength is driving the ball. So let's see, you know, how he manages to bat against a top quality bowler like you know, the bowling that he's going to be seeing. Najaf Shah is obviously a very, very experienced bowler, has international experience, knows these conditions well. He's been playing in this area for a long time, so it'll be a good contest.
Yeah, it certainly would. And Ishan Sharma, he hasn't been in the best of form here in this tournament.
Yeah. Again, a fuller ball. Najaf Shah is trying to see if he can get some swing because of the wind, you know, the wind that's blowing. He's pitching it up and trying to see if he can get some help with movement in the air, which is the right technique. He's going for wickets. He doesn't mind if he gets hit for a boundary, you know, which will happen when you're bowling full on occasion. But he's probing for wickets.
Yeah, and that's good to see that attacking mindset really from Najaf Shah early on here. He's gotten a wicket. I'm sure he'd want another one.
Yeah, this one a little shorter ball, just short of length. And I think Najaf is going to try to bowl fuller more often. And of course he wants to mix it up. He doesn't want to be too predictable, so he'll change his lengths. But I think overall, I think he will try to bowl full, which is the interesting thing is, which is what Ishan is also looking for, because that's his strength. So it'll be strength against strength, so it'll be a good contest.
Yeah, and then Najaf Shah has bowled a good over till now. 2 dots and the wicket. That one will get Ishan Sharma off the mark with a single. Yeah. No 2-on offer there.
Yep, a length ball, and he just, you know, just gently guided it to third man, and a good run there.
Yeah, and then the first runs in Najaf Shah's over. He's been bowling really well to now, especially with the change-ups. And now a Yash on strike. He's yet to get off the mark.
So from what I have seen, and I've not seen him bat that much, he likes the short ball. He likes to pull. Any ball that's just short of length, he likes to pull. So let's see if Najaf bowls any short balls to him. Fuller delivery. Gets it over. Oh, 4 runs. So that was a little bit unlucky for the bowler because, the ball bounced over the fielder's head and for a 4.
Yeah, and I think just missing his Yorker on that occasion. It got a little too full. A full toss really there from Najaf Shah, and Yash really taking full advantage of that shot. The field's in, of course, because of the power play restrictions here. Just the 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle, and making full use of those field restrictions as the batsman.
Oh, that's a good length. That's a very good length. The batsman was nowhere near the line of the ball, and overall a good over, I would say, for Najaf Shah. 5 runs and a wicket.
Yeah, and after 2 overs, that leaves Qrik Lanes at 9 for 1.
So the sun is coming out, and hopefully that'll give the field a chance to dry.
And we'll have a look at the Cavaliers' 22-yard side here. Kanal Lewis in the team, Xavier Marshall, Unmukh Chand, Obis Pianar, some excellent batsmen there. Ryan Scott in the team as well, Norman Anwar. So it's really a packed side here, is this 22-yard side, and they've got some excellent bowlers as well. With Najaf Shah, Sohail Khan, we've seen both of them. Ali Imran, we'll see him in a while as well. So both the sides really looking really good here, and I think we're going to have a very exciting quarterfinals on our hands.
Yeah, and for those who may not know, Unmukh Chand was the captain of the India under-19 team that won the World Cup back in, I think, 2012.
Yeah, 2012, and also last year for the Silicon Valley Strikers, who won the inaugural minor league cricket season here. He was the captain of that side as well, the leading run scorer in the entire tournament, and he came a couple of games late. So Unmukh Chand, a high quality player. Yes, Sohail Khan though in his second over to Ishant Sharma.
So they're bowled a little bit short. And a good run there. The ball played at backward of point, and a good single.
Yeah, and that'll bring Yash on a strike here.
So this is the length that Yash likes, right? So Yash likes the length to be a little bit short. So if he gets that, I would think he was going to try to go over the top. There, he tried, well, this was down the leg. If he had connected it, it would have been an easy boundary for him.
Yeah, and for Yash, there is that man out at deep square leg. So the Cavaliers 22 yards, knowing that strength of Yash's, and they've got that man out there in the deep.
Off of his pads, played to square leg for an easy single.
And that brings Ishant Sharma back on strike. So 3 runs in this over from Sohail Khan till now. It's been a pretty good over.
Yeah, the batting team is playing cautiously. They're not playing too aggressively, and I think they're just trying to make sure they don't lose too many early wickets. Oh, that's well played through point. There's cover in the deep at wide third man for a single.
And then those being the 2 fielders out in the deep in the power play, a deep third man, and the man there at deep square leg. That one just wanted the single to Kungura, turn back. No runner off of there.
Yeah, that was a slower delivery, and the batsman, I think, saw it.
Yes.
And just played it to point. He's mixing up his speeds, which is working to his advantage.
First final delivery now, Sohail Khan. That one
was a little bit more full, but played cautiously to covers for no run. So a cautious start, I would say. 13 after 3 overs.
Yeah, 13 for 1 in 3 overs, and they've lost that early wicket of Dominic Cric, and that's definitely put them in a bit of a defensive mindset, because Ricky is a key batter for them at the top of the order, and the Cavaliers 22 yards having gotten him early, it's really going to make the Qrik Lanes mindset a bit defensive, at least in these initial few overs, until they can get a partnership building.
Yeah, but I think maybe they'll be cautious for maybe another over, and then I do expect them to be a little bit more attacking.
Because the field restrictions they are in for another 18 deliveries, 3 overs now, as Najaf Shah comes in for a second.
Another full delivery, played to square leg for a good single.
Yeah, the running between these two has been good here, keeping the scoreboard ticking. Though you'd want a bit more in the power play.
That ball did swing a little bit in the air, move from middle to leg stump. And Najaf Shah is trying to take advantage of that wind.
That one just defended there.
Length delivery on leg stump, just defended back.
Najaf Shah running in.
Oh, another just a little bit aggressive there, the batsman, but nowhere near the line of the ball. This was the length delivery, outside off. The batsman was not able to come anywhere near it. So, Jay, you've seen a lot of the matches in this tournament. Who has impressed you the most as a bowler?
Well, there've been quite a few bowlers. Yesterday the games got abandoned. The day before, I was watching the Atlanta Fire game, commentating on that, as that one is just played to the field. Now misfield though, allowing for the single.
Ooh,
Was a
touch and go there. Might have been close if it had hit the wicket. Yeah, sorry, Jay, go ahead. So from Atlanta Fire, who did you think was
From Atlanta Fire, I think Carmi Leroux, he bowled really well in that game. Overall, he's done pretty well. So he's won, but overall, I think in this tournament we've seen quite a few bowlers and batsmen who've done well, who've impressed players. As a team, though, I think for me it's going to be the DMV Warriors as a team which have really impressed me here, because they came into this tournament as just a group of really younger players here in the DC metro area, but what they've been able to achieve has really been excellent.
Oh, good. Looking forward to seeing it. So on that last ball, Najaf Shah actually bent his back, bowled just short of length outside off, and the batsman just let the ball go. Najaf is really mixing it up, not letting the batsman, he's not predictable, so the batsman has to really think about what Najaf Shah is going to bowl. It's not every ball is on the same length. He's mixed it up with fuller deliveries and length deliveries. Some balls coming into the batsman, some leaving the batsman. So he's bowling at various different variations. So That's a fuller ball. Oh, no ball. So now here's an opportunity for the batsman to really let loose.
Yeah, sometimes all it takes is just that one delivery for a batsman to get going. This could be it here for Ishant Sharma. Najaf Shah for his final delivery in the second over. In his second over.
If I had to guess what kind of delivery he's going to bowl, I'm thinking he's going to bowl just short length. He's not going to try for a Yorker. That's my guess, but let's see. He's going to bend his back on a shorter length delivery. That's my prediction. Well, he went fuller, but not making good contact. Lost his shape, the batsman, and was only able to convert a single.
That's just a single end off the over. And after 4, Qrik Lanes, 17 for 1. Not the quickest of starts here.
Yeah, I think I'm expecting the bowling change with 2 overs bowled each, and I do think that the batsman will change gears. They will need to. They don't have enough runs on the board to put a lot of pressure on the bowling team right now.
Yeah, and
Are they still going with Sohail Khan?
yeah, for his third over. And this Qrik Lane side, they really do need to up the run rate. That one there, just a dot ball. Did see in the DMV Warriors game, I believe it was, that they did well. They really in the power play, they started off a bit slow, didn't lose too many wickets, and they were chasing quite a high target. I think it was 160, 170 plus.
So a wide down the leg side.
Yeah, and then in that game, even though there were some fireworks towards the end, they still couldn't get to that score because of that power play start. So power play is really crucial here, and Qrik Lanes, they haven't really been able to maximize it. This time a swing and a miss there, outside off.
Yeah, no foot movement there. He was just stuck on his crease, and he just tried to just play from there, and was not in a good position to make any contact with the ball. That ball a little quicker than the previous 2 deliveries the bowler had bowled.
Sohail Khan, now this time he connects chance. Ooh, direct hit might have been close there.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I think that these 2 guys have done well is they're running between the wickets. They've taken some good singles, but just singles isn't going to be enough. They need to find the boundaries.
Yeah, and then that 160 score that was talked about, to get to that mark, you do need boundaries. And these 2 not able to find them at the moment. Sohail Khan and Najaf Shah, they have been bowling really well.
Again, lost his shape a little bit, moving a little to his left, the batsman, instead of moving closer to the ball, which was bowled a little outside off stump. Slight change in field, bringing the 3rd man into the circle. Late on the shot there, trying to pull it through mid-wicket, but got really late and the ball climbed into him a little bit. He was lucky that the ball went over the bowler's head into no man's land, but no run. I think both the batsmen are beginning to feel the pressure of the scoreboard, not getting enough runs on the board.
Yeah, and really they've got to take that risk now. After this, just one more over left in the power play.
Shows some intent there, not able to time the shot. Single, too long on. They've not been able to cleanly hit the ball too often when they're going for the bigger hits.
And after 5 overs, Qrik Lanes 20 for 1. They're going at 4 and over at the moment.
So it looks like there will be a bowling change. There's a new bowler coming into bowl.
Yeah, Junaid Nadir into the attack now. Replacing Najaf Shah. And he'll be coming into Yash Kangura now. First ball. They're swinging a miss outside off.
Yeah, I think Yash was expecting that ball to rise a little bit more than it did. But even so, not in line of the ball. Stuck in his crease. I think he's going to need to show a little bit more footwork in order to...
Yeah, that's gone up in the air. Will be on the bounce to the fielder.
Yeah, late on the shot, got the top edge. Went to deep third man, but not carrying to the fielder.
And Junaid Nadir in the last game, that 22 yards played, that one a bit short, cramping Ishan Sharma up for room. But yeah, in the last game that the 22 yards played, that was against Potomac, Junaid Nadir, 4 wickets for just 6 runs in his 4 overs. Did really well in that game. And Najaf Shah also got 3 in that game.
Oh, slower ball, deceived the batsman completely. Yeah, both the batsmen are struggling to get the ball to the fence. They have not been able to pierce this field.
Yeah, and they're up against some high quality fast bowling here. There was Najaf Shah before this, the leading wicket taker in this tournament. Junaid Nadir now, 3rd on that list. That one's gone up in the air.
The ball gets the top edge for 4.
Yeah, boundary called there by the umpire, Ishan Sharma. Didn't hit that as cleanly as he would have liked to, but he'll still get those 4 runs. Much needed for Qrik Lanes, and they're going to need a lot more of that here.
Yeah, that's a much needed boundary.
Junaid Nadir now for the final ball of the power play. That one will just be played to that man at extra cover.
Yeah, bowled it a little bit short, but a slower delivery. And the batsman could not generate any power behind that drive.
Yeah, and that'll also end off the power play. Qrik Lanes 25 for 1. Hasn't been too good of a power play for them. Cavaliers 22 yards though. They'd be really happy with that score.
So looking at the batsmen to come, I think they have enough batting depth that at this point these two can afford to take more risk. 5 overs are already gone, and with the batting still to come, they should look to up the tempo.
Yeah, there's still likes of Raymond Ramrattan, Isaiah Jaggernaut, Ricardo Powell. So the batting still to come for this Qrik Lanes side. Dominic Ricky up front was a big loss. especially since he is someone who has been in form. These two though, both Yash Kangura and Ishan Sharma, they haven't been in the best of touch now. They're looking pretty good here today, as Ali Imran is introduced into the attack. So the first time in this game we'll see some spin right after the power play here. Some changes in the field as well.
So steered to backward of point. It was a little bit short. The ball was a little bit short, offered width. Change in field placement. Cover point coming in. Third man going back.
Yeah, Ali Imran, second ball here now. The Ishan Sharma.
Driven too long on for a single. Slower delivery, deceived, the batsman deceived, but they are able to get a bye as the ball pitched just in front of the keeper, who was not able to collect it.
Yeah, misses that one. Happened a couple of times now in this game. So the ball really not carrying to that keeper here. Staying a bit low. He could come up, could the wicket keeper, because that's not the first time I've seen it now.
Yeah, and I think the main reason for that one was because of the slower delivery, so it just didn't carry.
And on that occasion, they'll get the single quite comfortably here. So yeah, the running between the stumps with these two, it's been good. Yash Kangura, Ishan Sharma. And it's also nice to see that both of them are starting to find some form here.
Full ball appeal, but it did look like the ball was drifting down leg. A leg by. Yeah, I think the bowling side will be pleased with how things have gone so far. They have taken one wicket and have kept the score in check. We're in this later part of the 7th over and it's 30 runs.
Yeah, one ball to go here in the 7th. That one, they'll get the single. Oh yeah, they'll get it quite comfortably in the end. Overthrown. The man there, long on, backs it up. So after 7 overs, Qrik Lanes 31 for 1.
Yeah, going at 4.5 runs per over. And I think the bowling side would not mind that. Yeah, if the batting team wants to get to their target of 160, they've got 13 overs to score 130 runs.
Yeah, and I think now that target might just be reassessed a bit here, because it's not as good as I think it's a lower score here could really be par, because it's not too quick of an outfield, and we knew that before. But here now there is a bit of a struggle to score runs, and as Shuvo is introduced into the attack, Qrik Lanes, they definitely do need to up their scoring rate, but I think 160 as of now might be a bit out of their reach. They definitely got the batting power to come to get there, but we'll have to see how these two go about things.
Give it some flight. Good length. Just slightly outside off. The batsman goes to the back foot. Plays it to point with no run.
Yeah, she went off her second delivery. That one's gone up in the air. Will be on a couple of bounces to that man in the deep at long on.
Yeah, that one just a slightly shorter in length. The batsman did get under it, but could not find the gap. Hit it straight to long on.
Yeah, and that's really what happens after the power play. You've got the guys out in the deep. That one appealed for LBW.
Yeah, tried to sweep that ball. Not a bad idea, but did not connect. One leg by. They really do need to get a little bit more aggressive, and I think with the ball not turning that much, they can take more chances.
And there's that man out, a deep square leg, a deep mid wicket, a long on, a long off. That one there just defended right back to the bowler.
Yeah, fuller ball close to his body, didn't have enough width to be able to do anything with it.
So 5 fielders out in the deep, a deep cover, long off, and then 3 on the leg side. Square leg, mid wicket, and long on here. So a bit of a defensive field as now we're after the power play from 22 yards. Last ball in the 8th now. That one.
Another short ball, but played again to long on. Misfield that results in an extra run.
Yeah, and that's good running here to end off the 8th over. Qrik Lanes 35 for 1.
I do feel that there were at least 2 balls in this over which were a little short of length that should have been put away, but could not find the gap. Yeah, they have not been able to get any overs with more than 5 runs so far in 8 overs. So 5 has been the highest number. And it's been at least, they've only, believe, scored 2 boundaries so far, maybe 3, I'm not sure. But in 8 overs, if you only have 2 or 3 boundaries, that's not gonna get you too many runs.
Yeah, Ali Imran here for his second.
Playing to mid-wicket for a single. Again, the batsman losing his shape a little bit. What I've not seen, though, here is intent. They are not really being as aggressive as I think they can be. They're not really putting the bowling under pressure.
That one there, just a single taken. And with that pressure we talk about, the field has been defensive, right? It's allowing the batsmen to take these singles and twos. It's allowing them to not have to take those risks to get runs on the scoreboard. And that's something which I feel 22 yards could change up a bit. Maybe put some more pressure on here. Yes, it's a T20 game, but I think maybe having that extra fielder inside the circle, that could really help, because right now we're seeing a lot of tap and runs. We're seeing a lot, just right at the fielder, just left, or just to the man out in the deep for a single or 2. So I think really to limit that, Qrik Lanes, we could see something from them with that. Or, sorry, 22 yards. Could see the field come in.
Oh, so some innovation there, and really well played for a boundary there. There was no fine leg. And this is what they need to do. They need to put the bowling under pressure. If they're not able to, get the runs in front of the wicket, this is a good way for them to get some boundaries.
Yeah, unorthodox on that occasion from Yash Kangura. And that was a bit premeditated there against Ali Imran. And with that, vacant fine leg region, a vacant deep fine leg.
And he can still do that, because they still don't have a deep fine leg here. so he can keep trying that shot.
Yeah, what they do have now is that they've pushed third man back to deep third man, and they've brought their deep point inside the 30-yard circle. That one's gone up in the air, and it's gonna go all the way there. Is it? No, it is not.
But still a good shot. He was able to get the ball over the cover region. The ball didn't get to the boundary because of the wet outfield, as we talked about.
Yeah, it has been.
But it was still a more positive shot.
Yeah, it has been that slow outfield there, and even with that power off the bat, that ball's still not traveling to the boundary. With that wet outfield there, Ali Imran for his final delivery, unorthodox again. In the end, there the catch is taken. The second wicket down now. Yash Kangara has to go, trying that unorthodox shot again, trying to scoop it again.
Yeah.
This time he perishes.
Yeah, it still had the right idea, just wasn't able to execute it well enough. Wasn't able to clear the 30-yard circle, not getting enough power behind it like he did the first shot. But I don't think it was a wrong shot. It just wasn't able to execute it. So that takes them to 43 for 2. This has been their best over so far in terms of runs in the over. They've got 8 runs in this over. Previous best was 5. Yes, they lost a wicket, but at this point they really need to get a move on. After 9 overs, they're 43 for 2.
So 43 for 2 and 9, less than 5 and over they're going at. Cavaliers 22 yards, they'd be happy with the bowling and fielding performance that they've put up. Now that we did see a couple of missed fields, overall they have been pretty good, holding on to catches there.
Yeah, and Ishan needs to up his scoring rate as well. He scored 17 off 26 balls.
Also playing a bit slow is Ishan Sharma at the moment. Joining him though in the middle is Raymond Ramratan after Yash Kangara's wicket there. So Raymond Ramratan joining him out in the middle. He's been in pretty good form. Has Ramratan. And the last game that they played against Sky Strikers, he got 42 in that game. And before that against the Florida Scorpions, a 26. So Raymond Ramratan, he'd like that form to continue here. So would Qrik Lanes. That one will get him off the mark.
Well, that was Ishan, I believe. Getting a single to covers.
Yeah, because of the overchange there. So Ishan on strike. That wicket did fall on the last ball. And now we're going to have Raymond Ramratan taking guard against Shuvo, who's back for his second over. This
Good
time
delivery, length ball, not giving much width. Got a decent bounce on that. Ramratan goes on his toes, but could not pierce the field.
Yeah, well, that's well fielded there. It covers. Now Shuvo coming in.
Full delivery, nicely swept, but there is protection there at mid-wicket for a single. I like the intent that the batsman is showing. Let's see if Ishan can match that too.
Ishan now on strike for Shuvo. That one a bit short. That one was in the air for quite a while.
Not able to time it properly, so only a single. Got a little late on the shot.
Yeah, and that really goes back to having more fielders inside the circle. No one on the leg side, besides your fine leg, is inside the 30-yard circle. So you've got to build that pressure. That one it's straight down the ground. Bowler won't get it, but there is the man there long off. It'll just be the single. And that'll also end off the 10th over after 10. Qrik Lanes, or one ball actually still left there in that over. And now with that, single there. That'll end off Shuvo's over.
So at the halfway mark, 48 for 2. I would say 22 yards will be very happy with a score like that. Even if they go for 10 and over from this point, you're looking at 148. And I think they would be more than happy if that's the score they have to chase.
Yeah, at the toss, the captain was saying, 140, 145 is a good score that they'd like to restrict Qrik Lanes under. And they do seem to be doing that. It is a bit of a slower outfield though. So I think a 140 score that could, 140, 150, that could be pretty par here on this pitch, at this ground here. So we'll have to see. Qrik Lanes now moving into the second half of this innings. They also are in need of upping that run rate. Ishan Sharma. We'll see how he goes along now in this second half of the innings. Facing Ali Imran, who's coming in for his third, 1 for 12 in his first two. That one's gone up in the air.
And they're finally showing some good intent. Comes out to the bowler, connects really well, goes over long off. It goes over mid-off, there's no long off. For a boundary, I suspect that'll bring a change to the field. Because that is his strength. His strength is playing down the ground, and there he utilized his strength.
Yeah, and on that occasion, he got the delivery to do so there. And he's got it over that man. So Ishan Sharma showing some intent here finally, and he'd want to do a lot more of that. Ali Imran, what's he got now? Fuller, better. And that'll be a dot there.
Yeah, and I am kind of surprised that they're not pushing long off back.
Well, I like seeing that, really telling the batsman, if you want to score runs, then you've got to play those risky shots. No need for a defensive mindset from Cavaliers. 22 yards, that one short ball there, and it's gonna go over.
Yeah.
That'll be 6 runs. Ishan Sharma, another 6 for him there, and he is looking good now. Hasn't been in the best of nick in this tournament, but this innings really turning things around when it matters in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, a good hit there. Connected it well, short ball. Took full advantage of that poor delivery for a 6. So this is so far the best over of the innings for the batting team. They have 2 boundaries here, a 4 and a 6.
That one there just left alone, called a wide by the umpire.
So finally a little bit of pressure on the bowling for the first time.
And from Ishan, I liked seeing that intent there, especially with that pull shot, because there was that man out at deep square leg, a deep mid wicket in place as well. Oh, that one
a little low.
It's missed everyone there.
Beats everybody.
And that'll go to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, 4 byes.
So 4 byes, and this over all of a sudden, Qrik Lanes really turning things around. 17 runs already coming off 3 balls, or 4 balls.
Yeah, they need a few more overs like this to get their run rate up. But this is definitely a good over for them.
Yeah, now 2 balls left. We'll have to see how Ali Imran Kenny ended off well. Because the first 4 balls, they've gone to different parts of the ground all over. 2 balls left. This time, beating the batsman there. Slower on that occasion.
That was almost another 4 on byes. The keeper doing well to collect the ball that was to his left and quite low.
Yeah, this time stepping out of his crease.
Again for
and
slices it to cover point. He intended to go a little over extra cover, but sliced it for a single. But it's still a very good over for the batting team. 18 in that over. They definitely could use a few more overs like this.
Yeah, Qrik Lanes 66 for 2 there after the 11th over. Quite the over for them. 1 over can change so many things though, especially in T20 cricket here. All it takes is 1 over. Qrik Lanes, can they build off that momentum here? Moving into these final 9 overs, where they really do need many more shots, like we saw in that over. It's going to be Ishant Sharma now facing Shuvo. Just did back down the ground to him.
Yeah, good length there, right on the stumps. He has bowled a few short balls, but hasn't really been punished. But overall, his length has been good.
Shuvo now that time taking him on is the man out there, and it'll go over him. 6 runs, Ishant Sharma. He is looking really good today.
Yeah, so that's a good slog sweep there. Got it in his zone, in his arc, connected it well, and got the maximum.
Yeah, over that cow corner region there was a long on, there was a deep mid-wicket, and he's really taking on the fielders here, is Ishant Sharma, backing his ability, as we're getting to see.
He's getting the tempo up. Last 2 overs have been good for Ishant.
Yeah, and Qrik Lanes here. Ishant Sharma, what's he got now? That time that's well played. He's respecting the good deliveries on the ones he backs himself to. Those are going way over the boundary, but the good deliveries he's respecting. That's good to see, not getting carried away there with the 4s and 6s. Shuvo now. That one just played out to the man in the deep for the single.
Push that one through a little bit quicker, a little bit shorter on length for a single to long on.
Shuvo now that one through the covers. Ramrattan on strike now. He hasn't faced delivery in quite some time. Watching from the non-striker's end.
Intelligent bowling there. Last couple of balls.
Last ball now and Shuvo's over. And that'll just be defended there by Ishant. So 8 runs coming from Shuvo's third, and after 12, Qrik Lanes are 74 for 2.
Changing bowling.
And with that, a change in the field here. Junaid Nadir, though, coming back in. His first over went for 5. He'll be bowling to Raymond Ramrattan. Ishant Sharma at the other end, a runner ball, a 40. Upping things in the last couple of overs. Now Raymond Ramrattan. We'll see what he can do. This time there, taking the quick single.
That gives Ishant a chance to be on strike for a free hit.
Well, the way Ishant's playing, I don't think he cares if it's a free hit or not. He's just hitting all of them. Any ball he sees which he thinks he can hit,
Yeah,
then
so
it's going the distance.
So the previous no ball was because there were only 3 fielders in the circle. So
some changes in the field before that this time. That one's running away to the boundary, a chase by the fielder. He won't get there though, that'll be 4 runs.
yeah, bringing that third man in really cost him that time. That's where the fielder had come in from, and that's where the ball went. So taking full advantage of the free hit, getting 4 runs.
Yeah, Ishant Sharma on that occasion swinging at that delivery. And he's got a boundary. So really in these last few overs, after that
So again,
10
they have
over
the same
mark,
problem. They have 3 fielders in the circle. This could be another no ball. Where is the 4th fielder? Oh, I believe there's a fielder who is wearing a sweatshirt. That's the 4th fielder.
yeah, I don't think they'd want to make, they'd make that same mistake again. Twice in the over. They've got it once. No team wants to be bowling no balls. That one there, swing and a miss from Ramrattan. A bit short there, outside off. Now Junaid Nadir.
It's a
This
widest
time he-
delivery. Gets the toe end of the bat to cover to deep cover for a single.
And now that brings Ishant Sharma on strike. 1 hit away from 50. .45 or 42 Ishant Sharma's made. He's done so well today. May have started off a bit slow, but those last few shots, they've been really good. This time you'll
Taps
take
it to
this
covers for a single.
And that'll bring Raymond Ramrattan on strike for the final ball of Junaid Nadir's over. It's gone for 9 runs till now. 1 ball left here in 13th. This time he flicks it. There is a man out in the deep. 2 men actually. One of them manages to stop at batsman, though they'll come back
Good
for
recovery
the
there.
second.
He almost overran it, but was able to stop the ball. So 11 in the over, so good over for the batting team.
Yeah, 11 runs coming from the 13th there, and after 13, the Qrik Lanes side, the 85 for 2. Now Shubo continuing, this is going to be his last over. His first 3 have been good, 16 runs from them. Hasn't got no wicket though till now. Ishant Sharma on 46, 4 runs from 50. That one there just played out to the man at long on, will take the single. To Ramrattan now, Shubo.
That's a good delivery. Length ball, just outside off stump. That's been trying for a swing, but not making any contact. Very good length that time.
Yeah, the keeper quick to take the bails off there. In the case the batsman's foot just slid out, but it didn't. So Raymond Ramrattan there, still at the crease. Shubo now, bowling to him. Lunge to the man there at extra cover, another dot ball.
Yeah, a little bit casual on that shot. Should have been able to pierce the field.
This time the big hit there is a man out in the deep, it won't matter, because that is into the parking lot. Raymond Ramrattan, quite a powerful hit there, and there's some cars in the parking lot. I think if we see Ramrattan batting the way he does, then those cars might just move back a bit.
Yeah, those cars were very lucky that this ball didn't hit any of them. It could have, but a good hit there through mid-wicket.
Raymond Ramrattan on that occasion saw the ball on the stumps, and they're sending two fielders for that one. It's gone quite the long way back. There's two rows of parked cars there, and I think it might just have cleared both of them. Quite the hit from Ramrattan.
Yeah, it landed between them and then went over the second row of cars. So lucky on both accounts.
Yeah, and then they found the ball there. Went into the street after that. What a hit that was from Raymond Ramrattan. We saw a similar one from Waleed Karimullah. It went from this ground all the way to the other ground here, which is right next door. That was quite the hit. But here now, Raymond Ramrattan. Shubha, 2 balls left in this over. What's he got now? His first 3 were good, just a single from it. Now that's 6 from Ramrattan. Absolutely powered over deep mid-wicket. What's Shubha got now? Oh, another big hit there. He's a man out in the deep. But that'll be 6 more. Raymond Ramrattan, back-to-back 6s. 1 over deep mid-wicket, that one over long off. Yeah, taking on the bowling.
Full delivery on just outside off, and right in his arc, he was able to get it.
Shubha for his final ball. This time just swept out to the man in the deep. He'll take the single. Will Raymond Ramrattan. And retain strike for the next over. After 14, Qrik Lanes, 99 for 2.
Yeah, another good over for the batting team with 2 6s. So they have upped the tempo. And again have a real good chance of getting the score to 160 plus.
Yeah, with those last few overs, that's really going to help them.
Yeah. After 14, you're at 99, so 10 and over from here will give them 160. Which is more than doable. They're probably targeting 180 at this point.
And now Junaid Nadir. His last over went for 11. But that was because of Ishant Sharma's hitting abilities. Now he's to Raymond Ramrattan. Hard to choose as a bowler which one you'd want to bowl to, because at the moment both are just hitting every delivery out of the ground here. Junaid Nadir though, this time a bit slower.
Missed it. The ball not making any connection with the bat. Hitting his shoulder, I believe. For a leg by.
Ishant Sharma now on strike. 3 runs from 50. That one's gone up in the air.
Slower ball, I mean.
And
the batsman
just
not
be the single.
Connect. So that's two slower balls in a row from the bowler.
So Ishant Sharma, wait for his 50. Will continue to Raymond Ramrattan though. Oh, this time down the leg side. Trying to get some bat on it. Not called wide by the umpire. Must have just been over leg stump. Nadir to Ramrattan though. Ooh, this time staying low.
Another slower delivery.
Yeah, Junaid Nadir now really slowing his pace. A pace up, especially after that last over which went for quite the runs. This time though, just 2 runs from the first 4 balls of this over. He's kept these 2 quiet. This time through the covers, there is that man out in the deep. So just a single. Getting Ishant Sharma on strike now to face the final delivery. That one's just gonna be out to the man in the deep. And just a single there to end off the 15th over.
So very good over for the bowling side, only 4 runs in that over.
And after 15, Qrik Lanes 103 for 2.
So change in bowling from this end.
Yes, Sohail Khan comes back. Bowled 3 overs up front for 11 runs. Back for his final one, which will be the 16th. Ishant Sharma on strike on 49. A run away from 50. That one's gone up in the air. There's a man out, but it doesn't matter because that'll be 4 runs. Ishant Sharma gets to 50. 53 from 47 deliveries. And he has been really good today.
Excellent shot there. He made room for himself and played it through covers, finding the vacant area. Yeah, at this point, Ishant can just completely go in attack mode, not worry about losing his wicket.
Yeah, this time that one carved through the offside. Is a man out in the deep. So he'll keep it down to just a single, bringing Ramrattan back on strike.
The winds have picked up a little bit. A missed opportunity there, played it straight back to the bowler.
This time just backs away a bit.
An attempted Yorker, but a little bit wide, not able to get under the ball, getting the toe end, only for a single. Six runs in the over so far.
Sohail Khan now for his final delivery. This time a swing and a miss the outside off, called a wide by the umpire.
That looked a little harsh. I'm not so sure that was a wide, but called a wide nonetheless.
He'll have to re-bowl that one. Will Sohail Khan there? 7 runs till now in this over. It's been a pretty good one. Can he finish it off well though? Sohail Khan. Here we go, his final delivery now of the day. That time just hit the colours there, not getting the timing on that occasion. And after 16 overs, Qrik Lanes are 111 for 2.
Yeah, I think they need to show a little bit more urgency again. The last couple of overs, have been good ones for the bowling team. If they want to get to that 160, 170 target, they need to up the tempo.
Now Junaid Nadir coming back in for his final over. 3 overs for 20 runs he's bowled till now. And Qrik Lanes have been recovering really well there after those first 2 wickets they lost in the first 10 overs. After that, Ishant Sharma 55 of 50, Raymond Ramratan 23 of 19.
Yeah, and we know Najaf Shah is going to bowl the 18th and the 20th over, so they need to, the batting team needs to make the most of these overs.
Yeah, this partnership actually going on right now. 68 runs off 45 deliveries. And having a look at the bowling, and Najaf Shah to bowl the 18th and the 20th. Ali Imran with an over left as well will be in the 19th, with Junaid Nadir bowling this one.
Yeah, Junaid is really relying on his slower deliveries, and it's worked out for him. The batsmen have struggled against his slower balls.
And this time around, I think they'll be expecting those slower deliveries, especially after his last over. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about that. That one in the air. Fielder running underneath it. Will fall in no man's land there. Had to run quite the way. Couldn't get there in the end. So Ishant Sharma gets back for the second.
Another slower ball. Batsman couldn't get to the pitch of it, but gets a single. Najaf Shah loosening up because he's going to be bowling the next over.
Nadir to Ramratan. Now that one's gone up in the air. And has it gone the distance? Yes, it has.
Yeah, that ball was too short. Gave the batsman enough time. It was a slower delivery, but was too short. Batsman able to read it, played it over, extra cover for a 4.
Yeah, a boundary there on that occasion. First in this Nadir over, his last. Ramratan now. That one on the pads. Called a leg by the umpire. And just the single there. So Ishant Sharma on strike now for the final ball of Junaid Nadir's overs today. Well, that's gone up in the air.
Another slower ball deceived the batsman.
What a catch that is, though. Diving. Absolutely brilliant there. And that'll end Ishant Sharma's innings. He was looking really good today. And he is gone now. Could see a fabulous catch in the field. And that'll also end this partnership here. Ishant Sharma, Raymond Ramratan. Both looking really dangerous here. And something extraordinary there in the field has led for that wicket. So now,
that was the last ball of the over.
Yeah. So that's the third wicket down now. Noman Anwar taking that catch of Ishant Sharma. An excellent catch that was. But Ishant Sharma, he's played really well today. 58 from 54 deliveries. And he is really in this partnership with Raymond Ramratan at a crucial time, because he did come in quite early after that fall of Dominic Rickey's wicket, and he's made sure that Qrik Lanes, they've got a platform which now in these final 3 overs they can really accelerate off of. And
They'd like to get at least 40 to 45 runs in these 3 if they can. Anything less, but I think the bowling team would like to restrict them to about 30. And I think if they do that at a 150, the bowling side will be fairly happy.
Yeah, the new batsman at the crease, Ricardo Powell now coming out to bat, joining Raymond Ramrattan. And Ricardo Powell is actually a West Indian international player.
Excellent ball. Najaf Shah bending his back, shorter length. He knows what Ricardo Powell's strengths are. He does not want a ball full to him. I do not expect, unless he misses a Yorker, I do not expect him to give it to him in his arc.
Actually, Raymond Ramrattan on strike now. And yeah, Najaf Shah, 2 overs now in the death. He's one not the easiest to score off of. And it'll be interesting how these two go about it. Both quality batsmen against a quality bowler, setting up for a very good battle. That one gets the Yorker right.
On his pads, a single to mid-wicket. This is going to be interesting to see Najaf Shah versus Powell. Powell has the reputation of being a big hitter. If Najaf Shah misses his Yorker length, you can fully expect that ball to be deposited outside the ground.
That one a bit short on that occasion, and just a single.
So he's mixing it up well. He went with 2 short of length balls and 1 Yorker.
Najaf Shah, just 2 runs off the first 3 balls here. It's been a good 18th over from him. Till now, Raymond Ramrattan though. 20 off 23. We still saw a couple of big hits from him today. Can he get a few more? This time it down the ground, out to the man at deep mid-wicket.
So you can see the strategy. He's going for the Yorker length when he's bowling to Ramrattan, but the 1 ball he bowled to Powell was short of length. Let's see if he tries a Yorker or sticks to the shorter length delivery. He does not want to bowl full length, because if he bowls length, he knows Powell's going to swing for it. So he has to be either Yorker or short of length. He goes for the Yorker length there. Single to point, cover point.
Yeah, so 4 runs off the 5 balls and Najaf Shah's bowled in this over. It's been a really good one. Can he finish it off well? Raymond Ramrattan on strike. He'll be expecting that Yorker.
And I agree with you. He'll be expecting that Yorker, and I think he's going to go shorter length, because he knows the batsman's expecting that Yorker.
All about psychology.
He stays with the Yorker length this time, misses it, and goes for a boundary.
Yeah, Ramrattan there expecting the Yorker, and he backed away, just carved it through that offside. There was a man out there, deep point, no one else there, and he got bat on it. A good Yorker there from Najaf Shah, but with no deep third man. That's going to be a boundary there. So Raymond Ramrattan ending off the 18th with a boundary. And after that 18th over, Qrik Lanes 127 for 3.
Yeah, I think still 22 yards will be happy with that. Only 8 runs in that over, so they'll be happy with that.
That's the 8 off the 18th. And now I think it'll be Ali Imran to bowl this over, this 19th penultimate over. He's still got one left.
Good hit over there. That's Powell's strength. It was in his arc, and he hits it well over mid-wicket.
Yeah, Ricardo Powell on that occasion. Finally there. He gets his big hitting abilities now on show here. As we move into the final 2 overs, Ali Imran's first ball has gone for 6.
Yeah, this is a big over. I think Powell is going to really target him. I think he is looking to go over, get at least 4 boundaries in this over.
Yeah, targeting Ali Imran now. This time that's gone up in the air as well. There's a field on coming around. And that'll fall in no man's land there. But the batsman, they'll come back for the second, keeping Ricardo Powell on strike now.
Yeah, I think Powell's going to look for at least 2, if not 3 sixes, and another 2 or 3 sixes in this over.
Oh, this time they're swinging a miss, but we can see that intent there, trying to clear the boundary again. Ali Imran with a bit of a change up, slower on that occasion.
Powell misses again. He's losing his shape. His head is not still. But good bowling there. He's changing his length every ball.
Yeah. And after that 6, Ali Imran, he's come back well. There's 2 runs in the next 3 balls. This time getting some bat on it. He isn't able to get the connection though, just a single.
Yeah, good bowling there. Not letting the batsman get underneath the ball. Shorter length ball. Not enough pace on it. Made it very easy for the batsman to put it into the gap between square leg and extra mid-wicket. So
yeah. A 6 to start the over.
13 runs in the over.
A 6 to start the over off a 4 to finish it. And now moving into the last over, Qrik Lanes, 140 for 3 that they've gotten. Now 140, 145, that's what 22 yards would have been happy with at the start of this game. Qrik Lanes are looking for 160. Both of those scores still possible. Having a look at the batting lineup though. Dominic Ricky got out early. Yash Kangura had a pretty good partnership with Ishant Sharma, who did really well, 58 runs. And now these two, Raymond Ramratan, 37, and Ricardo Powell batting. There's the bowling. 1 wicket each for Najaf Shah, Junaid Nadir, and Ali Imran. 15 extras that we've seen. Here we go though, for his final over, Najaf Shah. This time that's played to the man out, covers. That's very well fielded there, an overthrow. The batsman slips though, so they won't get the second run.
So Najaf Shah relying on his Yorkers. I think Ramratan will be ready for that. And in the last ball of Najaf Shah's previous over, he made room for himself and carved it through point. Let's see if he does the same thing, moves back a little bit to give himself room.
And Najaf Shah. And have a look at what he goes as well. This time.
He does that exact same thing. He was expecting the fuller delivery, and he cuts it over point or backward of point for a 4. So Najaf Shah becoming a little predictable for the batsman. The batsman knows exactly what's coming.
Yeah, and Raymond Ramratne, a quality batsman there, taking on Najaf Shah here in the final over. And on that occasion there, once again, as he did in the previous Najaf Shah over, expecting that Yorker, backed away, same shot and the same result there at that same backward point region. Almost a carbon copy there of that last ball of Najaf Shah's previous over. What's Shah got now though? Once again a Yorker there.
But this time a Yorker which was on leg stump, so didn't give the batsman a chance to make any room for himself.
And that's better from Najaf Shah there. And with that single, so Ricardo Powell on a strike now. We'll see if Najaf Shah continues with those Yorkers or if he does change his length up and maybe a short ball there. That'll be another Yorker this time. Just the single though. They want the second. Won't get it. Now, what I found interesting here is that there's still no man there about deep third man or even a deep backward pointish position. So whether you do want to move point a bit more to his left or you want to send another fielder there, none of that's really happened despite the fact that Najaf Shah wants to bowl those Yorkers. Because the Yorker delivery, as we've seen in this game from Ramratne, he's flicking it into that region. And so you want that protection out there. Qrik Lane, or 22 yards, they haven't put that. Once again backing away there. This time to the right of the man at point, and that'll be another boundary. So backing away. And with the 4s, Raymond Ramratne here really taking Najaf Shah's Yorkers on.
Too much width on that, and he completely missed his Yorker length that time.
And now Najaf Shah, the final ball of this innings. Out to the man in the deep, overthrows. They want the 3rd run. And they won't get it though, as the innings will end with the run out. They get the 2 runs though. And Qrik Lanes after 20 end on 153 for 3.
Yeah, I think a par score. I think they would have been wanting a little bit more.
And then the scorecard here for Qrik Lanes. Dominic Ricky out early. Yash Kangura got a few runs under his belt. Ishan Sharma though with the 58 finding some form. And then the 2 finishers, Raymond Ramratne and Ricardo Powell, finishing the innings off well there.
Yeah, so I think overall, I think 22 yards will be probably a little bit more happy with this score. They will feel comfortable or confident that they can chase this. Obviously, score on the board is a good thing, and it always puts pressure on the batting. But I think they would fancy their chances. They'll have to bowl really well to restrict 22 yards to be able to defend this score. All right, we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Right, welcome back everyone here to Bowling Park. I'm Jel Hans, and here we're gonna have the Cavaliers 22 yards attempting to chase 154 that they need to win that one. First ball, he's gone. It's gone over the infield. It'll just be the single there. Kenar Lewis showing some intent first up there. CPL experience for Kenar Lewis, and at the other end Norman Ali, who has also played well in this tournament. Some quick starts he's provided. And opening the bowling, you've got Raj Nannan, who played for the Manhattan Yorkers in minor league cricket last year. Spin to open the attack. That one there will just be the single. So both the batsmen there getting off strike. So Kenar Lewis now, we saw him attempting a big shot on the first ball of the second innings. Their chance of a run out, and he's in. He's in quite comfortably, but we've seen a couple of tap-in runs now. So the intent up front visible from these two batsmen, both Kenar Lewis and Norman Ali. So 4 singles we've seen till now. Raj Nandan now on that occasion. Kenar Lewis just sweeping it, and it's crossed the boundary there, has it? Yes, it has. So the first boundary now off the innings, off the bat of Kenar Lewis. Sweeps it out, nobody there, deep mid wicket, and that'll be 4 runs there. So Kenar Lewis with the first boundary of the innings.
Yeah, it's interesting to see them starting with the spin in the very first over.
It's not something which you get to see a lot, is spin to open the innings. Well, for the final ball now, Raj Nandan of his first over. That one just defended back there. So end of the first over, and the Cavaliers 22 yards, 8 for no loss. Now coming in for the second over, it's going to be Keon Joseph opening the attack. He'll be coming in from the other end.
So the 2 fielders out are third man and square leg. So that is a long run up for the bowler.
Yeah, not getting that run up right on that occasion. Now 154 that Cavaliers 22 yards needed to win. Now, how do you think that they should be really going along with this chase?
Yeah, I think it's a par score at best. So I don't think they need to they need to be too aggressive. They can just play their normal cricket. And going at less than 8 runs per over, unless there's a huge batting collapse, I think they should be able to get this score.
Yeah, and then that run rate, just 7.68 is the required run rate. So just singles and twos will really do it for them. And
well, you still need some boundaries, but they don't need to. They don't need to be too aggressive to get them, because they'll get enough boundaries. There'll be enough boundary balls available to them.
Exactly. It's not like you have to really take a risk on a good ball from the bowler.
Correct.
Something which Qrik Lanes could have really had to do in the first innings. So that's something which the Cavaliers 22 yards won't really have to do. I mean, if there is a bad ball, then definitely, hit it away to the boundary. But otherwise, less than 8 and over, then, just don't play too many dot balls. Just keep the scoreboard ticking. And with wickets in hand, 22 yards should be able to chase this down. This time,
So
but
the wicket is playing a little bit slow. It's not. The ball's not really coming onto the bat. You saw that on that ball. A little bit of a spongy bounce on it, but well played by the batsman in the gap around backward of point for 2 runs. So if the batsman can adjust to that bounce on this wicket, then they are able to score. And we saw that in the first innings by Ishan. He struggled a little bit in the beginning, but once he settled down, he became a free-flowing batsman.
yeah, and then while this 22-yard side, they do have quite a lot of batting, with guys like Obis Pianar, Ryan Scott, Unmukh Chand, all of them still to come. It's going to be hard to get set. So a wicket will definitely slow the run rate down, because for the new batsman, it will be hard to really get settled here with that spongy bounce.
It's well bowled. Length delivery, not really giving the batsman any room.
Yeah, so it's been a pretty good over from Keon Joseph till now. Just the 3 runs from the first 4 deliveries. And now 2 balls are remaining now. Oh, this time down the leg side, beats the fielder, running away to the boundary, and that'll be 4 runs.
Yeah, a bit of a misfield there. The fielder dove to the ball, but the ball went under him.
Yeah, a bit of a misfield there. Leg byes though, called by the umpire. But it's 4 runs nonetheless for Cavaliers 22 yards. Oh, that's gone up in the air. Is a fielder running around.
Clears the field.
Yeah, that'll be 6 runs there. There was a fielder, but it won't matter, because that's gone right over Zed. Kenal Lewis ending the over off with a 6. And after 2, Cavaliers 22 yards are off to a brisk start here at 21 for no loss.
Yeah, so that's a good start for them. Yeah, I believe that in the first innings it took them 4 overs to get to 20, And here they're at 21 after 2. So they are doing quite well with their scoring in the power play.
Yeah, they really are here. And for the Qrik Lane side, what's really going to be key here is getting some early wickets. And Raj Nannan, who bowled the first over, is going to continue here. So continuing with spin, or this Qrik Lanes team.
You can already see the intent in the batsmen. They are looking to hit the ball, so you can see the difference in approach between the two sides when they open batting.
There's that one there, just a dot ball. Just trying to sweep that one nominally. Now, another thing for the Cavaliers 22 yards is that they've got a target on the board. Right? They need 154, so there isn't much of an uncertainty really, which I think there was with the other batsman. That one's gone in the other fielder there. It's going to go way over his head for 6 though. Norman Ali on that occasion taking on Raj Nannan, and he's cleared long on.
Yeah, but I think this is the difference, right? So when the team batting first did not show this type of intent in the first 6 overs that you can see here. And I think that is going to play a big role overall in the outcome of this game.
And then that goes down to one team having a slow power play, the other maximizing it. As 22 yards are right now, that one swept, and that's going to go over the boundary once again, this time on the bounce. So called a 4 by the umpire, and 10 runs off those last 2 deliveries now. Norman Ali taking Raj Nannan on.
And I think this is the right approach to in this format. You have to show intent. You have to put the bowling under pressure. Doesn't mean you play rash shots, but you put the bowling under pressure by showing intent and going after the bowling as much as you can.
This time once again with the shot. There is a man out in the deep though.
I think there could have been 2 there, but a little bit of yes-no miscommunication between the 2 batsmen resulted only a single. Change in field, strengthening the leg side by adding another fielder there.
And the leg sides really would these 2 batsmen have been favouring with those boundaries and maximums. This time appeal for LBW. Umpire's not interested. Also the end of the third. 22 yards, 32 for no loss.
And it took the team batting first the entire power play to get to 32. And 22 yards has done it in half of that.
Man, that once again really goes back to the intent. 22 yards up front in the power play, that intent to score runs with the field restriction still on. While Qrik Lanes weren't really doing that, more of a defensive mindset from them. Keon Joseph continuing from the other end. His first over went for 9. Oh, this time a short ball, cramping the batsman up for room. It'll land in no man's land between that deep square leg and mid-wicket fielder.
Yeah, that's a really good short ball into his body, into his about close to his head. And the batsman took his eye off the ball. Was able to get the bat on it, but nowhere near where he intended to hit.
Yeah, Norman Ali, I think he'd consider himself a bit lucky on that occasion. But that landed in no man's land and not in the hands of a fielder. Oh, this time that's gone up in the air as well. Miss it. Field underneath it. Not so lucky on that occasion as the catch is taken. Norman Ali has to go. First wicket down now for the 22-yard side.
Yeah, good ball. Gets the top edge. Goes to third man. Nicely taken there. So he got 18 runs in 11 balls.
Yeah, Norman Ali, a couple of good shots here there. And on that occasion, trying to clear the boundary, once again mishits it though. And the man there, deep third man, took a good catch. And now the new batsman at the crease, Unmukt Chand, former India under-19 player,
And
captain actually.
yes, and he likes to cut the ball, and he also likes to pull the ball. He is very good square off the wicket. That is his strength.
Keon Joseph, their first ball, going short to him. That one there, oh, that's well fielded. That is very well fielded. Isaiah Jaggernaut, I think that was there. And he stops the boundary.
So that was interesting. Unmuk was, I think, trying to leave the ball, but gets a glove on it.
Yeah, very interesting indeed.
Yeah, lucky for him, it didn't spoon to the short fine leg fielder.
You know, I think with the plan there was a deep square leg as well, in the case that he got a better connection on that one. Unmukt Chand though diverts both of them on that occasion, around the hips there, and that one just for the single, bringing Kenal Lewis back on strike.
Yeah, the Unmukt Chand scores about 75% of his runs square off the wicket. He likes the ball, whether it's full or short. He uses his wrists really well. That's his strength.
And this has been a really good over till now, just the 5 runs and the wicket coming from it. Wicket on Norman Ali. 2 balls left, and Keon Joseph finished off well. Ooh, that one just beats the fielder there, deep third man. Runs away to the boundary. Kenal Lewis, don't think he intended to hit it there, but he'll take the 4 runs nonetheless.
Yeah, the ball was a little full and a little outside off, and gets a fine edge on it, and runs down to third man, trying to hit it over extra cover, but not really getting under it.
Now for the final ball of Joseph's second over, to Kenal Lewis. Oh, straight down the ground there, and he's cleared it, has he? Yes, he has. No, he hasn't.
He cleared the fielder, but not the boundary, but over the mid-on fielder for 2. The wind helped him too. The wind he had the winds behind his back, so it helped the ball clear the fielder.
Yeah, and that was really well fielded there. Running back, that mid-on fielder, able to stop the boundary. And after 4 overs, Cavaliers 22 yards, 43 for 1.
Here, so they are going really well in terms of the run rate.
And now Stephen Wigg coming in to the attack, replacing Raj Nanan. Wigg played for the New Jersey Stallions in last year's minor league cricket.
So the bowler would do well to stay away from Unmukh's pads because that's where his strength is. You want to keep the ball on the off stump as much as you can.
And then we'll have a look at if Wigg does that, as you can't really err in line too much against Unmukh Chand. He will put it away. This time they're full, driven down the ground. Will just be the single though.
You can see the change in fielding. You can
This time a short ball on that occasion. It's been pulled away and that'll be 4 runs. Kanar Lewis now moves on to 22 with that shot.
Yeah, that's too short for him. You cannot bowl that short or too full to him. He will go after you.
Yeah, Kanar Lewis, he's definitely got that hitting ability, scoring quick runs there in the power play. Now Dominic Ricky just having a word with Wigg.
Another short ball and got the treatment.
Yeah, that one into the parking lot. We saw one earlier, just like that though. It was into the parking lot, not there towards square leg, but definitely a danger area when Kanar Lewis is batting.
Really playing. He's not really paying attention to what the strengths of the batsman. What the strengths are. You cannot bowl short to him. He will punish you. This batsman does not like getting cramps. So you have to bowl length ball into his body or onto the stumps. You bowl too full or too short, he will punish you.
Wigg once again a bit short on that occasion. Hitting Kanar Lewis there. Now having a look at the field, there is that man out there deep square leg and a fielder there at a long on for the shots that Kanar Lewis has in his book. Oh, this time there, the uppercut, and the uppercut for 6 there. Kana Lewis, another short delivery, and it has been punished.
Yes, the bowler is struggling. He needs to understand the strengths of this batsman. The batsman relies on hand-eye coordination and strength. He does not have a lot of foot movement, so you need to bowl length ball to him.
Yeah, on that occasion, actually a boundary there. 4 runs, not the maximum. Bounced just inside the boundary rope. Wig though, what's he got now? Another short ball. This time over everyone. And that's also going to go to the boundary. Is it? Yes, it is.
And a no ball on top.
Nothing going right for Stephen Wig at the moment.
Well, he didn't give a signal for the 4. So I guess it's the batsman. So that's why this was a no ball. This was the second bouncer for the over and was given a no ball for that reason.
Yeah, went over everyone. The last one, also a bouncer, trying the same thing again on that occasion, Stephen Wig, but you can only bowl 1 in the over. And so now a free hit for Kana Lewis, and really every ball has been a free hit for them if you have a look at this over. Oh, this time that's better from Stephen Wig there. No longer short, a bit fuller. On that occasion, Kana Lewis not able to connect on it. And that Wig over goes for 20 runs after 5. 22 yards, 63 for 1.
So believe it or not, the power play is still not finished. We still have another over left, and we have 63. At this point, Unmuktan will do well just to take a single and let his partner do all the damage.
Well, not many times you could say that. But on this occasion, Unmuktan really is playing that second fiddle role to Kana Lewis, who's doing really well at the other end. Keon Joseph continuing.
So this has always been a weakness of Unmuktan, fishing the ball outside off stump. But in this case, there's less risk involved because there's no slip in place. But that has always been a weakness in his batting. Played straight to point.
Yeah, on that occasion, short outside off,
Yeah.
and that's been put away by Unmuktan. That'll be 6 runs.
And that is his strength. Square off the wicket, you give him width, he will punish you.
And that one's also into the parking lot there. Has it gone farther than the other 6 we saw earlier in the day? It's
That's
close.
a really good shot, really well timed, really well hit. Over the fielders, no problem.
And then having a look at this partnership now between these two, 35 from 13 balls, with Chand hitting 10 from 6, and 24 from 7 balls.
Yeah, the two things you cannot do to Unmukt Chand is balls short and wide to him, or balls on his pads.
And Kenar Lewis now 36 not out from 16 deliveries. Unmukt Chand on strike right now though. Fuller.
Misfield for another 4.
When you're defending 153, and with the batting lineup that this 22-yard side has, with the way that they've been batting, you cannot afford to have a misfield.
Yeah, the biggest difference between the two batting sides has been the number of boundaries that 22 yards has hit versus the number of boundaries that the team batting first hit.
And also that intent in the power play. To add on to that, for the 22 yards, it's been excellent. From Qrik Lanes, not so much. That one short once again, field out in the deep, but it'll beat him for 4. So Unmukt Chand, another boundary for him.
Yeah, so on his pads, and he's easily able to flick that away.
14 runs coming from the last 3 balls. Keon Joseph's third over, going for quite the runs.
Hey, Jay, interview him, long timer. You don't get him, you don't meet him all the time.
So the margin for error is so small for the bowler with this batsman here.
And 22 yards, 77 that they've reached. That's halfway. Unmukt Chand there, straight down the ground. And that's into the 22 yards dugout. I'm sure that they'll appreciate that. 6 runs.
Yeah, full ball in his arc, able to easily clear long off mid-on to get that boundary. An excellent display of shots all around the field.
Yeah, Unmukt Chand showcasing his ability. And that over went for 18 runs.
So an excellent power play, 81 runs in the power play for the loss of only 1 wicket.
Yeah, in the 6 overs. And having a look at the bowling scorecard, Raj Nannan going for runs. Keon Joseph, the only man there to get a wicket. And then Stephen Wigg, his 1 over went for 20. And the over-by-over chart. Here's the comparison here. The Manhattan, as to call it, for 22 yards, it's certainly been that. For Qrik Lanes, it's really been just a rural town somewhere. And the Worm, once again, showing that difference there between these two sides. That's intent, scoring those boundaries. It's been visible from 22 yards, not so much for Qrik Lanes. Now Yash comes into the attack to Lewis.
Yeah, the bowling side will be hoping for some reprieve after the power play with being able to put some more fielders outside the circle and hoping that the batsman mishits for a dismissal.
Yeah, Qrik Lanes really need a wicket at this stage. More than a wicket, really, they need a couple. That one though, Unmukt Chand just taking that single on that occasion.
It's not very high. He will just punish the bad balls and just rotate the strike. In just 18 deliveries. He's going over 200 in his strike rate.
Yeah, 37 from 18. Canal Lewis definitely a very destructive player. But Yash has managed to keep him quiet for the time being. There, swing and a miss on that occasion. Trying to go for that big shot, failing to connect.
And the big difference here is the length. He is not bowling short or full. So he's bowling length ball, even though he doesn't have that much pace. But it makes it that much harder for the batsman to connect. See, there's the difference. You bowl length to him, you will have fewer possibilities of him hitting you over the fence.
Yash now for his final delivery. And he
Nice
ends
play.
the over.
He has so much time. He just found the gap and just, you can really tell the difference in terms of the quality of the batting that Unmukh Chand is bringing to this.
And then there's the drone shot there showing the entire field. And you can see part of the field next door as well. So just 4 runs coming from that over. Yash bowled really well there. And after 7 overs, 22 yards, still going strong at 85 for 1 they've got.
So this will be interesting to see how Unmukh Chand decides to play the spinner. He is strong over mid-wicket on balls that are in his arc. And he also likes to go over extra cover if the ball is full outside off stump. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and the Qrik Lanes, knowing that they've got protection at both those places, so will Chand back his ability? One just a single taken there, so these two just keeping the scoreboard ticking. Need 5.29 and over, 67 and 12.4 overs, so run rate not a problem. And so singles and twos, that'll really do it.
Yeah, short ball, but hit straight to the fielder. He slowed his bowling in this over. In this very first over, he was bowling a little bit quicker. Here, he slowed it down, and he's getting, putting it in the right areas, at the better length. That was a short ball, and he got away with it with only a single.
Yeah, protection out in the deep at long on. He's a man there. It's over. 4 runs from the first 5 balls. It's been a pretty good one from Rajanandan. Can he finish it off well though? Unmukh Chand now.
Could not find the gap there. The ball was there to be hit, but he hit it straight to the fielder. I think he's a little disappointed with himself there.
Yeah, and then with that, it'll also end off the 8th over. Cavaliers 22 yards, 89 for 1. Now we see Yash will continue his first over, really good one. That's the 4 runs from it. Coming in now to Kenal Lewis. Swing and a miss there. Has he got it? Yes, he has. There's a nick on that one, and Kenal Lewis has to go. Yash with a wicket, and that's a very well deserved there. He's been bowling really well, and now he's gotten the big wicket of Kenal Lewis.
Yeah, ball a little bit wide for him. Gets that little extra bounce, gets the top edge to the keeper.
Yeah, and a second wicket down now for the Cavaliers, 22 yards. With that edge and with that wicket of Lewis. And that's really what Qrik Lanes need now. They need a lot more of that. If they can now sort of get a couple more wickets in. Now they've got Kenal Lewis. If they can get 2 more wickets in quick time, then I think they'd still have a chance in this game. But otherwise, with the batting that this team has, with that Cavaliers have, with Chand of course batting there, PNR to come, Ryan Scott to come, then really things are going to get very tough if they don't get wickets now. And Xavier Marshall, who's just walked out to bat, also a very quality batsman, plays for the US national team.
Marshall is a very busy player. He likes to rotate the strike all the time. It's a good ball. Excellent length there. Beats the outside edge.
That one was in the air for some time, on the bounce to that man there, short extra cover, but it was certainly in the air.
Good bowling, very good bowling.
Yeah, wicket and 3 dots there.
89 for 2.
This time a bit short. It's been pulled away, and that'll be 4 runs. The first runs in this over. And Yash on that occasion trying to change it up. He'd been bowling really well before that. There was no real need for that change up, though, that shorter delivery. And Xavier Marshall, he is definitely one to put that away.
Yeah, that's his strength area. Down the leg side.
Yeah.
Playing behind square is his strength area. Cannot drift down the leg side to him.
But it's just the 4 runs and the wicket off this over. Can he finish it off well, though, Yash? And the single is taken, so he does finish it off well. Just the 5 runs and the wicket coming from it. That big wicket of Kenal Lewis after 9. Cavaliers 22 yards and 94 for 2. Alright, well, these two seem to be batting really well at the moment.
Yeah, good over for the batting team. They got a boundary in the first ball and singles on all the others.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the 7 runs off the first 4 balls. Raj Nandan with 2 more left. That one just swept wide of the fielder. They want the second, and they'll get it quite comfortably in the end with these 2 batsmen.
yeah, so they've got 9 runs without taking any risks in this over so far. And that's 10 for the over. Well above the required run rate, so 22 yards going through these overs with a very healthy run rate.
And at the halfway mark, at 10 overs, 104 for 2, so another 50 runs they need in 10 overs. Just 5 and over the required rate. So really just on cruise control at this moment.
And to compare that with the first innings, where I believe they were at 48 or 50 after 10 overs.
Right, yeah, here's Yash coming back in now. 1 for 10 in his, well, 1 for 9 in his first 2 overs. To Xavier Marshall now. It's a single taken.
Yash has been their best bowler so far. He's bowled fairly well. He's had, I believe, only 1 bad ball so far.
Oh, he's got him there. Unmuk Chand is gone. Bales go flying, and Yash gets his 2nd wicket. He's been so good today, and very much deserved that one.
I think that surprised Unmuk with the movement off the pitch. The ball cut away from him. He was expecting the ball to come through straight to him. He played the line of the ball and did not cover the movement and lost his off stump.
Yeah, and with that wicket, I mean, the run rate's still very much under control. Still less than 6 and over for the Cavaliers, 22 yards at required rate. But for Qrik Lanes, a wicket there, and Unmuk Chand was looking good, the set batsman. And now we'll have to see if they can get a couple more here, then this game could really get interesting. Walking out to the middle, I think, is Obis PNR, I believe. A former under-19 South African player. This time, just a single, and that'll get PNR off strike and off the mark as well. And bring you an update from the other quarterfinal taking place at the other bowling park here. Right next door, the Sky Strikers batting first to meet 143 for 9. In their 20 overs, that's a good hit there on the offside. He's the man out and deep. And the DMV Warriors, they'll need 144 to win in that game. And Lendl Simmons in that game, 92 off 55 hits, so huge contribution from him. Everyone else really not scoring too much. Back to this game though, the last ball of the over, and it's going to be a dot to finish off. So another very good over from Yash, a wicket and just the 4 runs coming from it. After 11, Cavaliers 22 yards, 108 for 3.
Yes, Yash has been very impressive. He has been their best bowler today. He's taken 2 key wickets. But there's very little pressure on the batsmen. These are 2 good batsmen. They can easily take the team to the target without taking too much risk.
Yeah, and then after this you still have Ryan Scott to come, who of course is opened for the US internationally. Also got 2 centuries last year in minor league cricket, so 3 great batsmen here. Now Raymond Ramratan. Ramratan coming in here. His first over. This time that's a powerful strike there. Through mid-wicket is the man out in the deep to keep it down to just the single. Which is really all 22 yards need at this stage.
So this is the first time I'm seeing him bat, and he looks very comfortable and confident, and he's just pushing the ball around for singles. So I like his batting style, especially given the current situation. Obus.
Yeah, really playing according to the situation is a PNR at this stage.
Short ball, and got the treatment it deserved.
Yeah, on that occasion, Xavier Marshall off the back foot, and that's gone a long, long way over the boundary. So a 6 for him there. Had been a pretty good over from Ramrat until then. But with that going a bit too short with his length, and it has been put away. Not much room for error against a batsman like Xavier Marshall.
Failing to find the gap again. You can see the frustration in Marshall. He felt that he should have done better with that.
And that'll also be the end of Raymond Ramratan's over. 9 runs coming from it, and after 12, 117 for 3 at the Cavaliers, 22 yards. There's the 22 yards management. They'd be happy. Having a look at the way their team is performing at the moment.
So this is Yash's last over. He'd be hoping for another breakthrough.
Yash now for a second delivery. And this 4th over of his. That one just swatted on the leg side. Will just be the single. They were looking for the second, not on offer.
Something happened. There's a break in play. Marshall is heading back towards the pavilion, not sure why. He might have injured himself, or maybe he needs some equipment change. Looks like he's changing his pads.
Yeah, change in pads for Xavier Marshall.
So while we wait, what do you think of the total put up by in the other game that's going on, 143 against the DMV Warriors?
Well, I think it's really a below par total from the Sky Strikers side. It's defendable, but at the innings break, you'd want to back DMV Warriors to chase this down, because yes, they're a young side, but they definitely do have that ability. A very energetic team, and we saw that especially, I mean, from here you could hear all the cheers from them when they got wickets, the appeals. So we'll have to see if they are able to chase this down. That one though, it's gone through a vacant cover point region for 4 runs. Right after the break there, that little break we had, Obis PNR, he has gotten a boundary.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with his batting. This is his first boundary, but overall, he has not really played that many dot balls, and he took full advantage of the width given on this occasion. That's his first false shot. Losing his shape and mistiming it. Gets an inside edge to square leg for a single.
So just another 30 runs needed now for the Cavaliers, 22 yards to qualify for the semi-finals.
Too short and got the punishment. He doesn't, I don't think he should be bowling short. He doesn't have the pace to really bother the batsman.
Yeah, Yash's first 3 overs were really good. This one's gone for 13 already. His first 3 combined went for 13. Now this one, it's gone for 13. A ball still left. Now, where do you think this Qrik Lane side really went wrong today? Because to qualify for the quarterfinals, they did well in this tournament. But today here against the Cavaliers, 22 yards, where do you think they went wrong?
I think it starts with the power play. I think that's where they went wrong. Scoring 30 runs in the power play is not going to do it against this caliber of opposition. And that's another short ball. I think Yash got tired. His last 2 balls were tired balls, both short of length, and both went for 6. But back to your question, I think it's mainly the power play. I did not see the right approach from their opening batsmen in the power play. They were too cautious. They were too conservative. You cannot play T20 cricket that way. If you look at their last 10 overs, they didn't do so badly. I believe they scored about 90 runs or so, or close to 100 runs in the last 10 overs. So if they had scored perhaps 55 or so runs in the power play, it would have put some pressure on the opposition. The opposition, I don't think, felt any pressure at any point in this time, as they were chasing the score.
Yeah, and pressure really does bring wickets, which is also something that they haven't gotten too much of in this innings with the ball. And so yeah, I think I agree with you there that it is that power play. Those first 6 overs of this game really just put them on the back foot from the get-go. And I think that's what's eventually gone on to hurt them. This time a big hit off the bat of PNR. And it's gone over long on. So we've seen 3 back-to-back 6s now. 2 from Marshall, and now with the change of over, 1 from PNR. Just 12 more runs to win.
Yeah, it's academic from at this point. But the other thing is, I think that 22 yards had better bowling as well compared to Qrik Lanes. So that made a difference as well. And I think the hitting ability of 22 yards was significantly better.
This time, once again, trying to go for that big shot. These two batsmen in a hurry to finish this game off.
Yeah, it was there. He just took his eye off the ball. It was in his arc. And this time he connects it. Oh, maybe not. No, he does not connect it.
And the catch is taken, so there's the wicket. Not much celebration from Qrik Lanes, because at this point it's really just a matter of time before Cavaliers 22 yards are able to win this game. Yes, the fourth wicket's fallen, but just 10 more runs now needed to win.
So overall, a very good showing by 22 yards. They are definitely the deserving team to go into the semifinals. Obviously, the level of competition will go up for them in the next round. And let's see how they...
Yeah, and the 22 yards, they've won every single game that they've played. They haven't lost a single game in this tournament till now. There's Ryan Scott walking in. Ryan Scott walking in at number 5 really does go on to show the strength of this batting lineup.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, coming in at number 6 shows you that how much depth they have, which is great. But at the same time, I think moving into the next rounds, the level of competition will go up significantly. And it'll be interesting to see how 22 yards and other teams deal with that.
And semi-finals, of course, taking place tomorrow, with the finals then on Monday, and those should be some really exciting games. But before that, the 4 quarterfinals, we're going to have another one after this. That one, Ryan Scott, first ball.
Well, that's a really nice hit, very cleanly hit in his arc. Hits it over long on with no fear that there's a fielder there.
Fearless batting is something we've really seen from this 22-yard side today. There's a fielder there, doesn't matter, they're still going to back their ability. There, he goes again! He goes again, even bigger on that occasion!
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest hit of the game today. Very clean hitting. You know, the ball, both these balls were in his arc. He could just swing, and he did, and ends the game in 2 balls.
Yeah, so 2 sixes there. Ryan Scott. And Cavaliers 22 yards. A comprehensive win by 6 wickets here against Qrik Lanes. And we'll have a look at the batting scorecard here. Kenar Lewis at the top, 40 runs from just 24 balls. Norman Ali there. Anwar, sorry, playing a good hand. Unmukh Chand, he also played well, 31 runs there. Xavier Marshall, Ryan Scott, in the end remaining not out. PNR, valuable contributions. And of course Ryan Scott with those 12 runs from 2 balls. 2 sixes to finish the game off in style.
Yeah, and from the bowling side, Yash was the standout bowler. Other bowlers struggled.
Yeah, it was just the 1 wicket apiece for Keon Joseph and Raymond Ramratan, and then Yash really 2 for 32 in 4 overs. Definitely the standout. So the 22 yards, a comprehensive win for them here. Convincingly beating Qrik Lanes. There's the math summary there. Ishan Sharma did well, Raymond Ramratan as well with the bat. And then for 22 yards, really it was just split amongst the batsmen. No real one batsman taking charge, but there you can see Kenar Lewis, Marshall, Chand among others. and Yash with the ball. So 22 yards advance into the semi-finals. The first team to come into the semi-finals of Unity Cup 2022. And now we're signing off here. Anurag, it's been great chatting with you for these last 40 overs. And we've seen what was some good cricket here.